We are here in Maddalena Church with Ertan Torgul, his correct pronunciation of her name. Okay, fantastic. Who is the violinist of SOLI Chamber Ensemble, a beautiful group that plays new music. They are devoted to new music. Why?
Very good question. Although we've all been trained, of course, in the traditional music, again, Bach, Beethoven, Brahms. What we really like to do is to give voice to the composers of today and give life to their music, as our predecessors did with Beethoven's music, with Brahms's music. And we want to bring their language forward, because today's languages are very different than, 1800s. And we want to make sure that everybody's heard. And time will tell what will survive, what will be a classic that everybody listens to, and we want to be part of that.
And what can we say to people who think that new music is hard, difficult to understand, they are scared?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that, well, first of all, nothing to be scared of.
Never.
It's still music, but today's composers really trying to find sounds that exist today. Some of them are not organized, some of them are not pretty. Like just today, a big bus stopped right in front of my hotel, and the big screech and, the brake noise and all that kind of stuff. Those sounds exist around us, and I think today's composers want to include some of that, our daily life, into their music to tell a story. We all have to remember they're trying to tell a story just like Brahms and Beethoven did, and their story is different. The storyline is different. The ending is different. We are in the 21st century, so we can't expect everything to be melodramatic or sad or even happy, for that matter. So, So we like to bring their language, their voices to life, and that's why we do.
Which is the main challenge in this job?
The main challenge is. As a performer, the main challenge is different than presenter part of it. Main challenge is to understand everybody's language. Because as I said, as we train for many years in the conservatory, we're studying Brahms, Mozart, Bach, and we're learning their language for many, many years. What we have to do is, with these young composers especially, in a very short amount of time, we have to discover their dialect, or we have to discover their language. It's a language that we're not familiar with, so we have to sit down and learn it so that we can speak it fluently, so the audiences will understand what they're trying to say. So from a performance point of view, we're constantly learning new languages, so that's tough. I think from a presenting point of view, it's just like you said. I think people view new music as something scary and they're not going to understand it. And I would just say that it couldn't be further from the truth, because it is all our stories that these composers are telling, our daily lives. So there's nothing to be scared of, and there's so much to be gained from taking it in and processing it. And just like in Beethoven's time, I don't know if anybody remembers, but, Beethoven's
was very innovative.
Right.
Yeah.
Grosse Fuge was booed when it was premiered, and he couldn't even watch it. He was at a bar, and he called them all sorts of names, apparently. He was not very happy. And today we revere that piece as one of the masterpieces of our time, right? And
someone tried to correct the dissonance quartet by Mozart.
Exactly. This is too discordant, and it needs to be more pleasant. I think we need to understand that not everything is pleasant in life, and not everything is going to be okay. And I think that we have to tell those stories as well as the happy ones. Like today's program ends with a very upbeat, dance-like movement, which is also part of humanity.
Having young composers and their vision of the world.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.